What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. It's Ryan Huber, and today we're talking about how much does it cost to charter a private jet. This is a question that we get asked all the time by random people, friends, or potential customers, as I do own a charter brokerage where we sell private jet flights. It's called Blackout Aviation, and you can find us at flyblackout.com if you are interested in booking a private jet charter. So how much does it cost, especially in 2022? Prices are on the rise, inflation is going crazy, and subsequently, the cost of private aviation has also skyrocketed in the recent years. And there's a couple reasons why. First off, fuel is at an all-time high due to the current political climate and inflation, amongst other things. Gas prices, as you may know, are at record highs. So is jet fuel. We're seeing prices anywhere from $7, $8 a gallon, maybe more, maybe less, depending on where you are in the world. But it's very common to see $8 a gallon retail on Jet A. So this expense is incurred by the charter companies. Therefore, their cost per hour goes up and the cost to you goes up as well. Second of all, the demand has absolutely surged during the pandemic and post-pandemic for private jet flights. People are flying private more than ever, and people want to avoid the airlines strictly for safety, comfort, and the ease of getting around and not being exposed to the virus, et cetera, et cetera. So there's higher demand than ever, prices are up more than ever, and charter companies know this, and bookings are absolutely insane. It's very tough to get a private jet flight, especially within 24 to 48 hours. That's why we recommend you book a week, even 2 weeks or 3 weeks in advance, depending on where you're going and what the route is, to guarantee that you get the best price possible and we can absolutely serve you. So I wanted to take a look at a couple routes from the local South Florida area where we are now and give you guys some estimated quotes on how much it costs to fly private. Now, this is for a retail charter customer. So if you come to us and you want a one-off charter flight, private flight, you get the whole jet, and this is how much it's going to cost. It might be a little bit different if you have a jet card, a membership, some kind of partnership or fractional ownership program somewhere else, but this is the retail cost to you. So first off, let's take a look at Miami, Opa-locka to Nassau, Bahamas, a very common route out of the South Florida area. And here's how much it'll cost you. First, if you're going on a light jet, so something like a Learjet 31, a Citation Encore, Citation S2, something with the capacity for 6 to 8 people, but realistically comfortably for about 4 to 6. You're looking anywhere from $9,000 to maybe $15,000 one way from Opa-locka, Miami to Nassau, Bahamas for that charter on a light jet. Now, you might ask, why so much? Again, because of the prices incurred by the charter companies, as well as for this in particular, there's EAPIS fees, handling fees, and stuff with customs being an international trip. And a lot of aircraft operators in today's environment are now imposing minimum charges. So even if you fly for, let's say, 20, 30 minutes, they might charge you for an hour, 2 hours, or even 3 hours minimum for a block time for using their aircraft, depending on who you go with. There's also repositioning time factored in. So if you're in Miami looking to go to Nassau, the airplane that you requested may be in Orlando working on another trip from the day prior. So it's got to fly from Orlando to Miami to pick you up and take you to Nassau. And guess who incurs that cost? Most likely you. So what about a mid-size jet? Let's take a look at a mid-size for Miami to Nassau. A mid-size, looking at a Hawker 800 XP, Gulfstream G100, Learjet 60 XR, something like a standard mid-size. You're looking anywhere between $12,500 and about $18,000 to $19,000, depending on the aircraft requested and where that aircraft is to position to make that trip. Moving up from there, we have super mid-size on this trip. So super mid could be anything from a Challenger 350, Citation Sovereign, Falcon 50EX, or Citation 10. This brings you into the price point of around $20,000 one way on that trip. And if you were looking to book a heavy, something with a lot of swagger like a Gulfstream G4, Challenger 604, or Falcon 900, you could see a price tag of anywhere from $24,000 to $30,000 or more for that charter from Miami to Nassau. Awesome. So now let's take a look at another route, a little bit longer route, but also a very common route in private aviation. Probably the most common is South Florida to the New York area. Here we have Opa-locka, Miami to Teterboro, which is the kind of most popular business aviation airport for the New York City area. And we have some options as well. So this trip is about 2 hours and 42 minutes, depending on what aircraft you take, give or take maybe 2.5 to 3 hours. And that is gonna cost you on a light jet anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000 on a light jet for that roughly 3-hour block. So you can see we're looking at around $10,000 an hour for a light jet, and that's just the cost in today's market. Moving along into a mid-size, you can expect a little bit higher price, anywhere from 18, it looks like on a deal here, upwards into the 20s or even 30s. Pricing is kind of sporadic here, but you're probably looking, again, maybe $30,000. And again, as you compare categories, sometimes a mid-sized jet or a certain aircraft can handle a leg in a shorter amount of time, and you might not incur an hourly minimum, so you might get more for your money if you move up in class. We see this a lot with like a turboprop versus a light jet for certain routes where the turboprop is slower significantly or it needs a fuel stop. You might be better off with a light jet. So mid-size, you're looking around 30, super mid on this, anywhere from 35 to 40, and a heavy jet, something like a Falcon 900 Gulfstream G4, a big boy, big toy, you're looking around $40,000 to $50,000 or more to get from Miami to Teterboro. Now, what about for the big baller or someone that's looking to go over the Atlantic, overseas to Europe? Let's look at Miami to London real quick as the last trip here to quote. If you're looking to go from Miami to London, A, you're not gonna make it in a light jet because it simply doesn't have the range. Probably not even a mid-size, so you're looking at super mid to heavy. Minimum Challenger 604, Gulfstream G4 into a G5, G550, Global Express, etc. That is gonna cost you anywhere from $100,000 on the low side to $150,000 or more into $200,000 for one-way Miami to Stansted, London, depending on what aircraft you select, that operator's availability, where that aircraft is in order to reposition to you and make that trip happen. Also, it depends on when you book. If you're looking last minute, especially on a big route, you might not get the best pricing. So this is why we encourage customers to try and book in advance, and we can get you as many different options as possible for your flight itinerary. So there you have it. That's the cost of chartering a private jet in 2022. I hope this was informative. Yes, it's very expensive, and a lot of people don't realize just how expensive it is compared to flying airlines or even flying first class. It is a very expensive service to fly private. But then again, how much is your time worth, especially as a business person? If you're trying to arbitrage time or you're trying to get into cities where airlines can't take you to fit your schedule, this might be your best bet in order to save time, maximize your money and earning potential, and get to those deals, clients, or vacations that you need to get to and make it a comfortable, private, and business efficient experience. So my name is Ryan Huber. Thank you for watching this video. If you do need a charter, check out flyblackout.com, and you guys have a wonderful day.